Hello everybody, welcome to My Hero Academia episode 16 anime review. This episode we had our heroes in training struggling to deal with a group of literal children, so that bodes well for their future careers. Also, Endeavor and All Might had a talk, and that's basically all that happened this week. Sort of thought they'd get this done with in one episode, to be honest, but it's not the end of the world. Kids suck, don't they? Like, that's just, they're the worst. Kids, nightmare. If you're a kid, don't be a nightmare, be a good kid. Like Bakugo. Bakugo's a good kid, be like him. Anywho, let us get into the episode and see what went down and everything. Let's do this. We begin the episode with a very enthusiastic Endeavor shouting encouragement. I think it was encouragement to Todoroki, and he's like, please just don't talk to me. Just don't. He's like pretending he doesn't exist, and everyone else is like, whoa, look over there. There's the pro hero dudes. They're pretty cool, and everything. Also, a side note they mentioned quickly, they're aware that Cammy was switched places with by Toga thanks to Deku's testimony or questioning or whatever in the whatever it was last week. Because of that, they were like, hey, we figured it out. Cammy never did the thing, so that's good too. Gang Orca shows up and questions everyone, and the main characters be smartasses a little bit, like unintentionally though. And he's like, no, rejected, and then he throws them to the side, and then they're the ones that are actual like characters and not just background schmucks. They get put in their own group because they got their own thing to deal with. Because basically, he says, we know you're strong, we know you can fight, but you lack. It's not the fighting you're lacking; it's the heart to save people. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to do some of that. Release the children, like actual children and everything. They suck. They're all just awful. There's this snobby kid who proper talks down to Bakugo. I'm like, you don't want to talk down to Bakugo. He'll actually like explode your face, kid. I really want him to, because that kid's a dick. Everyone gets overwhelmed, like Todoroki, and it gets jumped on, and Inasa is not doing much better, to be honest. Cammy has probably the best situation. I think that kid had the best situation. She like hugs a kid into the boobs, and then all the girls are like, she's a witch, killer, evil. Seducing the boys, that's not okay. And because Cammy's a bit thick, she's like, what? She don't get why they're mad. She's mad, Present Mike thing leaves the stands to start emceeing because it's Present Mike, of course he does. And Endeavor and All Might have a bit of a chat. With Endeavor asking, what is the symbol of peace? And I'm like, you know what, Endeavor? It's a thing. I can answer that for you. It's a thing that All Might did that made less crimes happen. That's it summed up very badly, but that's what it is, Endeavor. I'm glad I could help you, my good sir. Please send my payment to my house. I'm not going to give my address or nothing, because that would be silly. But you're welcome for the help, my good sir. After the break, they're still struggling with the kids. It's not going too well. The lady, like the teacher, is giving her a sob story or whatever. She's like, oh, they're horrible kids. They took over the class. To which inspires all the students. They all look around and are like, God damn it, now we've got to do something. So Bakugo's got his first plan. He's the first one on the plan. He's like, look for the boss that's creating this kind of atmosphere and beat him up, basically. And I'm like, that honestly isn't the worst idea. I hate to agree with Bakugo because he's a lunatic, but also I wouldn't condone beating up kids, obviously. But generally, you do have a leader and a bunch of followers. You take out the leader, the followers like, oh, I'm sorry. Happen a lot in school. When you're a bunch of assholes, but then there's one head asshole. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you were probably the head asshole. Haha. Anyway, that didn't work because the snobby one is like challenging to a fight. How pedestrian. Haha. And I'm like, I hate you, snobby kid. Die. Inasa has a go next. He talks about wanting to be a hero, and then the kid is like, well, you can't. If I'm making trouble for your teachers, you can't become a hero. And the kid's like, but aren't you making trouble by making more work for the teachers? And he's like, crap, you checkmated me there. Almost swore there. I didn't know, so it's good. Sorry, YouTube. After that, they have a bit of more planning. Bakugo says sometimes violence is necessary. He's like, yeah, that's how I was raised. I'm like, okay, Bakugo. Jesus. Do we need to talk about this? You're not allowed to hit kids no more. Yeah, then back to Endeavor and All Might. Todoroki is about to have a go as well, but before that we got this. Endeavor was like, I knew I'd never reach the top, and then All Might talks about what the past was like, about how the symbol of peace came to be and all that, and basically said, hey, don't copy my symbol of peace, make your own symbol of peace, basically, which is good advice, because could you imagine Endeavor acting like All Might? Because I can't. That'd be really weird. Let's not be doing that, Endeavor, that's kind of weird. Todoroki, tells the kids his backstory in a super monologue fashion, because he's Todoroki, but he somehow makes monotone quite cool, you know, and I like Todoroki a lot, he's pretty cool. But yeah, they think he's boring, even though he's like, once upon a time I hated my father, he's up there, he's Endeavor, and then I hate, and it was like, man, it wasn't interesting, but that was the point. Yeah, then Cammy afterwards is like, why don't we just show off our quirks? And yeah, that was a good idea, but then it looks like now they're actually going to fight the children. The children will activate their quirks, because the children think, we learn from the lady, the teacher, that the kids think heroes, their quirks are better than the heroes, because, you know, the heroes are sort of on the ropes at the moment because of All Might's retirement and the villain increase, you know. So the kids are like, well, I can do a better job than them, you know, that's basically where they're at. Yeah, so the kids are going to seriously try to beat our heroes in training. Obviously, the heroes in training are going to win if this devolves to a regular fight, but from the sounds of it, from the commentary, they got to sort of get somewhere in the middle, because they can't crush them and they can't let them win, because that's not, if they let them win, they're going to get even more snobby, and if they crush them, that's going to like deflate them like a balloon. So they need to get them somewhere in the middle. And that was the end of the episode. When it came to the end, I was like, oh really, we're not wrapping this up? Like, damn son. But yeah, you know, it's hard to say. I am enjoying it, but at the same time, it's like, I like the high stakes of the overhaul arc, but this is all right too. You know, I expected a cooldown, and that's exactly what we've got. Also, it seemed like the animation quality wasn't all there this week, which is weird considering there wasn't that much happening, really. So that was kind of weird. It wasn't terrible, you know. I've seen far. I'd rather have a bit than, oh, that's really bad. But no, this was fine. Also, new opening was last week, but I'll talk about it a bit again now. It's nice. I like it. You know, I think last week I said it. Boy, you can tell that they've toned it down a bit. But yeah, I like it. It's pretty. You know, gives you a little jig and all that. It's likable. I like it a lot. Anywho, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a subscribe and a like and a comment and all those other good things. Check out the main channel as well. Forgot what I was going to say then, for other content occasionally. I will see you next week for another episode of this, and bye guys.